Speaking of Huojin, the ultimate boss in the A record of Immortal's Journey to Immortality trilogy, he is truly the ceiling of combat power in the immortal realm, the only chaos-level existence in the entire book, causing Han Li immense suffering. Many fellow cultivators praise the name Huojin throughout history. I alone am supreme, it exudes domineering power. But in reality, this guy can be considered the #1 self-cuckold figure in the cultivation world. Huojin certainly didn't spring from a rock, but he didn't cultivate step by step like Han Li. His true form is actually the 9th generation ruler of the Heavenly Court, named Daoshan. This Daoshan is a peerless genius who, in order to defy the Heavenly Dao and pursue a higher realm, researched a heaven-defying array, the 3000 Dao God Array. However, he messed it up, the array backfired, and he was severely injured by the Heavenly Dao. And it was at this critical juncture that something interesting happened. Those of us who cultivate the Dao know that at a high level, one can sever the 3 corpses: one's good thoughts, evil thoughts, and obsessions. This Huojin is actually the self that the ancient Dao God severed. More precisely, it's the manifestation of his deepest selfishness and obsessions. Logically, the avatar should obey the original body, but this Huojin defies convention. Taking advantage of the ancient Dao God's extreme weakness, he actually turned on him and possessed his own body. This is a grave offense in the cultivation world. It's tantamount to cuckolding oneself and then usurping another's place. From then on, Huojin inherited everything from the ancient Dao God, the cultivation of the Dao ancestor, the power of the Lord of the Heavenly Court, and the unfinished 3000 Dao God Array. He thus transformed from a shadowy figure into a supreme ruler who has governed the immortal realm for millions of years, continuing down the ancient Dao God's path to find a way to resist the erosion of the Heavenly Dao. Huojin's obsession boils down to one thing: to transcend the Heavenly Dao, become the true #1 supreme being of the immortal realm, and thus be free from its constraints. He has prepared for this goal for an extremely long time. How arrogant is Huojin? He kills Dao ancestors like chickens, and even plans to use the entire immortal realm as a power bank. How strong is Huojin? Let's put it this way: in a record of Immortal's Journey to Immortality, he is the soul ceiling. He cultivates the law of time, one of the 3 supreme laws, and has reached the Dao ancestor realm, meaning that for a long time, he was the strongest in the immortal realm, without exception. And his killing is incredibly simple and brutal. Even Dao ancestor level powerhouses are like chickens to him. For example, the protagonist Han Li's nominal master, Ancestor Mi Luo, the #1 person in the Great Luo realm, was considered a potential threat by Huojin because he cultivated the law of time. As a result, the entire True Word sect was wiped out, and Ancestor Mi Luo died at his hands. As for why he is so arrogant? Because he has a shocking plan. He disdained any concept of a Dao ancestor of time. His ambition lay in becoming a Chaos Dao ancestor, transforming himself into the Heavenly Dao, thus eliminating any fear of being devoured by it. He had plotted for millions of years, the core of which was the 3000 Dao God Array. This array, in essence, was a super powerful power bank combined with a pump. He intended to drain the power of laws from all cultivators in the immortal realm, absorbing it all to propel himself towards the Chaos Dao ancestor realm. For this purpose, he didn't hesitate to allow the demon realm and the grey realm to invade the Heavenly Court, plunging the 3 realms into chaos, while he remained behind the scenes, waiting to reap the rewards. In his eyes, all beings in the immortal realm and the world were merely nourishment and resources for his path to enlightenment. This ruthless disregard for all things was something the previous bosses of the human and spirit realms lacked. Even the divided soul of the Yuan Sha Saint ancestor and Ma Liang hadn't reached such a fanatical level. Furthermore, Huojin's torment of Han Li began with Han Li's reincarnations. In other words, he tormented Han Li across 3 lifetimes, since Han Li even had to go back and cultivate again during his reincarnations. You ask how Huojin, so powerful, ultimately lost. Actually, he had a fatal weakness: unpredictability. He consulted the prophetic Dao ancestor Chen Tuan, who divined that the biggest variable was a person named Han Li. Yes, Han Li was his destined nemesis. Why was Han Li his nemesis? Because Han Li also cultivated the law of time, and among the 3000 great Daos, each law can only have 1 Dao ancestor, which meant only one of them could survive. Moreover, Han Li possessed a powerful cheat, the Heavenly Palm Bottle, which could traverse time and space, making it a natural nemesis for a time Dao ancestor like Huojin. In the final battle, Huojin pushed the 3000 Dao God Array to its limit, stepping halfway into the threshold of the Chaos Dao ancestor realm, his strength beyond compare. Who faced him then? The possessors of the three supreme laws, the Lord of Samsara, the Demon Lord, and our protagonist Han Li. Three peerless masters joining forces. That lineup was incredibly powerful, right? But in the end, they still couldn't defeat Huojin. In that state, he was practically the embodiment of the heavenly Tao. Those supreme law Tao ancestors could only parry, utterly powerless against him. How did he ultimately win? It was through the Lord of Samsara's self-destruction. He used his life and all his samsara laws to force out Huojin's true form, creating a momentary opening. Taking advantage of that instant, Han Li seized the opportunity, unleashing a sword strike with his entire cultivation, cutting down this arrogant immortal realm supreme. Therefore, Huojin was ultimately defeated not so much by Han Li, but by another Han Li who sacrificed himself for the greater good. This battle was a true Pyrrhic victory for them. But overall, Huojin is a thoroughly tragic and ruthless hero. He was originally nothingness, yet he defied fate and became the supreme ruler. He possessed world-destroying power, yet in order to transcend, he lived as the loneliest and coldest puppet of the heavenly Tao. His fall marked the end of an old era in the immortal realm, while Han Li stepped on his corpse to begin a new legend.